Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. My name is Charles, and well, let's start the way that I always start. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Helps to clear my mind and to focus. Today is January 29th, apparently. And today we're going to have a little discussion about angels. And a little bit angst about it. Not really sure why. There are people who believe in angels. There are people who don't believe in angels. And I've been on both sides of the fence with the whole thing. And I'm going to take my glasses off so you don't have that kind of glare stuff happening. Yeah. So I have an intense experience with angels. Of course, throughout the course of our lives, we hear about them. We don't really, most people are like, oh yeah, angels. And then you don't really pay too much attention about the whole thing. Just kind of go on with your life. And because the average person doesn't actually see angels or knowingly has interaction with them. And just because you don't knowingly have an interaction with them does not mean that it hasn't happened. Okay. And you'll see as it goes on. So, I grew up like a lot of people, right? Hearing about things, whatever. But in my family, we were brought up basically, I grew up Catholic, right? So there's that whole thing. And I'm not coming at this from a Catholic background. I'm not looking at this through that lens at all, right? Like, because today, like, I'm not Catholic. I don't follow that, whatever. And I don't follow that book or whatever, right? And so we grew up with that, right? But we also grew up believing in psychic phenomena, right? And I had an aunt who read cards. She did astrology. My mother used to say that she went to witch meetings, which was really just like psychic development group. And so she did all of that stuff. And it actually runs on both sides of my family, although we didn't have a lot of I did not have, my parents are separated, so I didn't really have a lot of contact with my father's side of the family. So I didn't really know about all of that on that side of the family. It wasn't until I was working as a psychic for 4 years, and my father's mother had already passed away when I found out that she read like tea leaves, right? And I had already been doing this like professionally and stuff like that. So there's that. We used to go to my aunt's house, and she read cards and whatever, and she tried teaching us to see auras and stuff like that, and I didn't really get it. I couldn't. When you're psychic and you're doing psychic work, you switch your brain from one one way of being to another way of being. They call it um, alpha, right? Um, you have like different levels, right? You have like alpha, beta. Like beta is just how we are here, right? Alpha is the next level up, but then you can go into delta, theta, like REM, right? So when you're sleeping, you go into REM. That's when you dream, and you can go like deeper into like theta and delta stuff, right? I don't know all of that stuff, and I'm not here to claim to be an expert on all of that. I'm just saying that when you're doing when you're getting psychic information, you're in alpha, right? And if you're dreaming, if you're getting prophetic dreams, then that's a whole other thing, right? But anyway, this is not about that. This is about angels and my history with them. So, and I'll tell you, like, I'm not even really sure why I am doing this video. I just know that um, if you've heard any of my videos, you know that I do what Spirit asks me to do, and I feel compelled. I feel pulled, pushed, whatever, to do this video. So that's what it is that I'm doing, right? And so that's why we're here, right? Um, so I started working as a psychic, not what I was planning on doing at all. Not at all. I started going to a psychic development group. I was working. Um, working with computers. I went to school for AutoCAD. I thought I was going to be, I thought I was. That's what I thought that was going to. I thought that's what I was going to do. I was planning on becoming an architect, and that did not happen. I've done architectural drawings and stuff like that through school and whatever, but something happened along the way. Um, I met this guy, and he started taking me to a psychic development group, and that's kind of where it all started. Like, it just got that thing got turned on, right? And Spirit was like, okay, you want this? Like, you're ready for this? Okay, here you are. Here you are. So at the psychic development group, we were learning to read cards and stuff. And so I was practicing doing that. And then I started channeling information. And channeling information means that information comes through you, not from you. So when I do readings with people, the information comes through me, not from me. Right? Um, like when I read cards, right? When I do a reading, I use cards, but the cards are there, and I know the book definition of the cards, right? But the cards open a window to other places. They help me to connect psychically, and I get information on that level, right? So I was doing that, and I wasn't tapped into angels. I wasn't doing any of that, right? But at the place where I was working, we had to do tea leaf readings, and I hate doing tea leaf readings. I'll do them, but like I don't really like doing it. But I would see angels. I would see the symbols for angels in the cup, right? And I've had experience with people that have passed over, mediumship experiences, stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what? I just talked to whoever it is that's out there, right? And I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't believe in you. I've never seen an angel. Um, and unless you show me who you are, unless you connect me to you, give me an experience, give me a sign, give me something, I'm not talking about you anymore, right? And kind of left it at that, right? And be careful what you ask for, people. Be careful what you ask for. I live in Massachusetts. I live near Boston area. So Salem, Massachusetts, also known as Witch City, is not too far from here. And in October, it gets like really busy there. And it was suggested to me that I go there and work, like maybe on the weekends or various days, um, you know, make more money, stuff like that. So I did. And I went around to the witch shops because I was being a practicing witch, and which does not mean like worshiping the devil or anything like that. But that's not what I'm here for. So we're not going to have that discussion. Um, so I went into those shops to see if I could get work as a psychic, and that didn't happen. And I had forgot about the conversation with the angels, right? It was like a year previous to that, maybe a year and a half, something, whatever it was. It was a period of time before, and I had forgotten that I had that conversation. And so, lo and behold, where do I end up? I was doing readings in an angel's shop. The woman that ran the shop, she was all about angels and stuff like that. She did readings there, psychic readings, and you know, other people doing tarot, stuff like that, whatever. And I ended up working there. And I didn't know what was about to come down. So one fine day, it was like warm, even though it was like October. Um, it was a cobble street, and they had a bench out front. There's a walkway there, right? And kind of tall buildings, not like city buildings, but a couple of stories. I was sitting out front on the bench. I had just got done doing a reading, and it's kind of I call like I was sitting there minding my own business, right? And I saw these four beings across the street, right? From one side of the street to the other side of the street, like one, two, three, four beings, tall, as tall as the buildings, right? White, glowing wings, four angels. Now, were they the four archangels? Uriel, Gabriel, Michael. So Michael is the north, Uriel is the south, Gabriel is east, Raphael is west. So each one is connected to a direction in my belief system anyway. So I was trying to get them correct like that. Anyway, when I do ritual and I call in the angels, we call in the elements from the different directions and stuff like that, and I call in the angels from the different directions. So each one is connected to a specific direction. So that's what that's all about. Anyway, sorry, ADHD. So that's what that's all about. Anyway, so I was like, okay, then here we are. And it opened these doors to the angelic realm. And so then I began being able to do readings connected to the angels. And the angels have a very high frequency, and it's not easy getting information from them. When I do a reading and I'm connecting to, someone's ancestor who passed away, their mother, their father, their grandmother, great grandparents, stuff like that, right? Those entities, they have been corporeal, they've been here, they're a lower vibration, and it's easier to maintain that connection, right? It doesn't, for me anyway, it doesn't take a lot of quote unquote work or energy to be connected to them. The higher that vibration goes, the harder it is to maintain that connection. Now, you can raise your vibration, which is an important thing in my line of work, but in my life as well. The higher your vibration, the less chaos will be around you. Or the less interested you are in the chaos anyway. So there's that. And this is January 2025. There's a lot of chaos that goes on out there, and I'm not really interested in being connected to a lot of that. So there's that. Anyway, so I started being connected to them and started doing readings about them, and they don't show up all the time, right? But there have been instances where they show up, and I had started doing investigation about angels and things like that, and I was told that whenever you interact with an angel, you're left with a healing. Right? Some people say that there are good angels. Some people say that there are actually bad angels out there, and the fallen angels, things like that. The battle of good and evil, all of that kind of stuff. And the angels don't really like people. Right? Some of them, there's that whole kind of theory that goes on out there. I have never seen that. Right? Now, a few years into working as a psychic, I started doing Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. I teach Reiki. And I don't necessarily think that the way that I do Reiki is the same as other people. Yes, I use the symbols. I tap into the symbols. But when I do Reiki, I feel like other things happen that maybe it doesn't happen with what other people are doing. Maybe it's because I work as a psychic and clairvoyant and that thing, and I do past life reading. So when I do Reiki, I call it like time tripping. So I'll do like healing here, but there's also karma related to whatever's going on. So I travel back to wherever the karma is coming from and do that. But doing the Reiki, when I do Reiki on myself, I feel like I have kind of raised my vibration to a certain degree. And so then angels started coming in when I'm doing Reiki sessions on people. I'm like, okay, like I do not exclude any kind of energy from my meditations to my spiritual practices to the Reiki sessions, as I call as long as it is the highest vibration for the good of whatever it is that I'm doing. And so there's that. I haven't done this for a while, but there have been people who wanted me to do healing work on their their relatives, stuff like that. And people say, oh, they pray for me, whatever, right? Like, send positive vibes, whatever like that, right? So with Reiki, there's meant to be an exchange of energy, right? So whether it is money, whether it is goods or services, like stuff like that, if there's an exchange that happens, things like that, right? Um, you know, but sometimes like I pray for people, right? Or I pray for the planet. And so maybe we'll have a little discussion about that while I'm doing this. Uh, when I have prayed for people, right, so when I do Reiki on somebody, right, I ask that like my angels, masters, and guides come and help with the session, right? The angels, ascended masters, right? Um, Ascended masters are people like Jesus or Buddha or Allah. They are uh, energies that have been on the planet. They're entities that have been on the planet, but now they don't have to come back here anymore. So they have reached a level of ascension where they don't have to be here anymore. And so then they guide other people, right? But they've gone beyond just like spirit guides. They're like a step above that. So when I do Reiki, I do that. When I do healing work, in general, I call that in. And sometimes when I do work on people, just sending positive vibes, I have had the experience of being, the only way I know how to describe it is being, um, it's kind of like a dispatch service. For lack of a better explanation, that's the way it feels like. It's like when you call a taxi and they dispatch, they send a cab, right, or something like that, or calling for a car service or whatever, or the cops, they have a dispatch service, whatever. Different places have that job title, right? Dispatch. And I know that I don't tell people what I've done, right? Or how the experience happened. But people have asked me to send like positive energy to somebody because they know that I'm a Reiki master. They know that I do healing work, stuff like that. And so I've done that. And there have been angels, not just one, but there have been multiple angels that have gone to do healing work on the person that I requested the healing for. And some of those people were in pretty bad shape. A couple of them were kind of on their deathbed, and then they ended up not dying. They ended up getting well, being healed, whatever, stuff like that. And so they're out there, right? They're definitely out there, and I do think that they want the ones that I've connected to anyway. And like I said, if there are angels out there that are not on board with mankind in the fight of good and evil, whatever, right? Like that whole thing. Um, I have not had experience with them, and that may very well be because I am protected by positive energy and stuff like that. I don't know. I just know that I haven't had the experience of um, dealing with like negative kind of angels. Have I had experience with um, negative entities? Yes, I have. Um, when you're raising your vibration, there's a possibility of becoming a target as well for that experience. But the idea is not to feed into that, right? If you feel like you're under a psychic attack from people who are around you or wherever, the idea is not to feed into that, right? Your job in that process is to reach higher, right? Seek higher energy, not focus on the lower end. If you focus on the lower energy, that's what you're going to tap into, that's what you're going to get, right? So don't do that. Right? Don't do it. Which I understand it's not always easy, but you do what you do. So there's that. Anyway, the angels are in fact out there. Like, I call it a fact because I've had experience with them, right? Multiple experiences. There is a healing modality called Belvespadar, and I've done healing work with that, and that is angel healing. So I've had experience with angels from there as well. I've had that kind of work done on me. It's I want to say it's like similar to Reiki, but it's not necessarily similar to Reiki because it's specifically healing done through angels. And I've had somebody who is a Belvespadar practitioner work on me, and I could feel them. I could feel the angels around me. I could see the angels around me. And I've done that kind of work on myself and had that same kind of experience. And I'll tell you, it's quite intense when you're dealing with angels, when you're having an angelic experience. I understand it can be sort of angst about telling people about that. So Spirit is telling me that this is why I am doing this video, because there are people out there who have had these experiences and they don't know who to tell. They want to have conversation, but their friends are going to think that they're crazy, or they're going to be laughed at, they're going to be whatever, right? And I don't really care about that anymore. I've already been laughed at. I've been you know what do they call it, the road less traveled, right? The traveling a spiritual path is a lonely path sometimes. You're not always connected to people who are doing the same thing. You're not always connected to the people who are at the same vibration or doing the same sort of a thing. But you just do what you do. You know what I mean? You just continue on and do your best not to shun that kind of energy, right? Because I'll tell you, once you connect to the angelic realm like that, once you connect to these higher frequencies, it's hard to shake it off, right? It's like once you reach a particular vibration, you can fall, right? You can go backwards and go into a lower vibration again, but why do you want to do that? Sometimes it can be difficult to maintain that attitude, right? Attitude of gratitude, attitude of like positivity, right? All that. It can be difficult, but um, it's important to maintain that because that's having a higher vibration like that is how we heal. It's how we, um, it's how we let go of trauma. It's how we let go of, um, you know, things that you might call like past failures, things like that, right? Difficult time periods in your life, right? It's important to maintain a positive vibration around those things. And the way that I do it is I continue reaching for a I continue reaching upward for a higher vibration. And for me, it's really important to do that. You know, I don't know what other people are doing. I don't really care what other people are doing. I'm here because I think that it's important for people to know that these energies, these entities, like I call them entities or energies out there. Sometimes I refer to all of the spirit realm as people, for lack of a better word. I just, whoever. And saves me the hassle of having to identify these people, those people, the other people, right? Um, because I've seen angels around the globe, right? When I do healing for the planet, right? Um, I've seen angels connected to the, they're all around the planet, and just what I've seen, just my experience. You can think what you want, you can believe what you want. I only know what I've experienced, and I can only talk about my experience, right? I can't tell you that your experience is right or wrong. It's up to you to believe in what you believe in, and it's not my job to doubt you or naysay or blessing block, as people call it. Um, you do you. I just know that when I have done healing for the planet and I'm putting positive energy around the globe, um, that's just what I've seen. You know, I don't always do well with people in general, so I visualize the globe. I visualize the planet Earth, and I ask that there be healing energy around the whole planet. And then whoever it is that is available to receive that energy, whoever is open to receiving it, those people will receive it. So I'm just going to do that right now. I'm being led to do that right now. And so maybe if you're watching this, you will have that experience and you'll be able to receive something from that. And I'll hope that you do. And, it maybe will come through the video as well. Because I do believe that is possible, and I will ask that it be embedded. I will ask that that healing energy be embedded into this video so that anybody who is watching this video, anybody that sees it, no matter how many times, it will be embedded into the video for as long as it's around. And so people will be able to receive the energy when they watch it. So call upon my angels, ascended masters, and my guides, and call upon the spirits of the highest vibration, source energy that creates worlds. Call upon you to send this healing vibration, this healing energy out onto the world, surrounding the energy, surrounding the planet. Embed your energy, embed your light into this video. Whoever it is that watches this, and whoever it is that is open to receiving the healing vibration anywhere on the planet, whether they see this video or not. We ask that they receive this blessing. We ask that they receive this healing. I ask that I receive the energy that I'm required to receive for this. And I ask that all the people around the globe, around the planet, and out into the cosmos, wherever they are, whether they're alive, whether they're passed away, on whatever plane they're at, may they receive a blessing, may they receive a healing, may their energy be lifted up, so that their path may be allowed to move forward. We would ask you to just sit with the energy for a minute, close your eyes and breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Open your mind and open your heart. The more you're open to receiving, the more energy that you will receive. We ask that any and all negative energies and forces be removed, released out of your body, out of your mental body, emotional body, physical body, spiritual body. May it be released from wherever it started. May the circumstances by which you came into the pain, may those circumstances be healed at the point of origin and ripple forward to where you are today, whether it be in this lifetime or previous lifetimes, whether it be on this planet or other planets. Again, we ask that this energy be embedded into this video as well as surrounding this planet. Embed this energy, embed this vibration into this video so that whoever it is that is required to, whoever it is that needs or wants, is open to receiving this healing vibration. That there be enough energy in this video whoever it is that watches it will be able to receive it. One time, 2 times, 5 times, as many times as they watch the video. As long as this video is out there, as long as it is accessible. Send this energy from the beginning of the video to the end of the video. May this healing energy, may this healing vibration draw people to this video that are required to heal it. They may not know why they're being drawn to this video, but this is why they're being drawn to this video, that they may reach this point May they become aware of their own angels, their guardian angels, their guardian spirits, and the angels around the planet. May your vibration, your frequency be lifted. So that you can have an angelic experience in your life. So that you know that these experiences are true, that they are real. Very good. Very good. That was fairly intense. As we said, be open to receiving. Go back and rewatch it. Rewind the video or something, however it is you're going to do it. You know, the more you're open to receiving, the more you receive. And that's what we say about that. What else? Yeah. I think that's all we have to talk about right now. So if you like what you hear, again, click like, subscribe, share, all of that. And so that other people can also receive the blessing, that they can receive the healing vibration of their angels from the spirit realm, from the source energy that creates worlds, as they say. And leave a comment. Let me know if you've had experience with angels, or if you have, what it was like. You know, or if you did feel the vibration coming through, if you did feel that healing energy coming through, you know, if you're able to kind of open yourself to the vibration of it, what was your experience like with that? You know, and anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, may your spirit be lifted up, right? That's what we're about. So good luck with all of that. Thank you.